So I got this vlog idea from Carrie Can Read because I love her, and she did this Q&A vlog, and I figured since Brock and I are moving from Colorado Springs, we've lived here for 3 years, since we're moving, why not do a Colorado Springs vlog? It's not as cool as Korea, like Carrie Can Read, she lives there, but this is the best I got. I'm currently at Quail Lake. It's not the nicest park or the nicest place ever, but this is the first lake and park and trail that Brock and I ever came to when we first moved here in 2022. We were living full-time in a hotel for about 2.5 weeks, and our hotel is right around that corner. We came here a few times to like walk Dobie and get some sun. Again, not the nicest area. We haven't come back here, so it is a little bit of a throwback. I guess let's just get into the Q&A vlog because I'm so uncomfortable filming out here with so many people walking around and cars driving by, and I'm very out of my comfort zone right now, but I think that's the point of this video. And y'all are literally in the car. I'm like so scared to bring my camera out here because I don't want people to know I'm filming. So I'm just talking to myself. That looks even better. There are a lot of people out right now and I'm like sweating. I'm gonna be a little uncomfortable here because this is not a comfy... Oh, there we go. That's better. So I went on Instagram and my YouTube community to ask for some questions from you guys since we're moving, and I thought I would answer some. So I think the first and the main question that I should answer is, why are Brock and I moving? You know, we're from Richmond, Virginia, and we really like our family, and we want to move close to them, but we don't want to be too close. So Tennessee was kind of the best option. We really like the southern atmosphere and hospitality, but we still, again, want to be close to home. And it's about a day's drive from Knoxville to Richmond, Virginia, where we're from, where family is. So baby's on the way. We want to be closer to family. That's the main reason. Although I think it'll be really hard to leave Colorado because Brock and I love it here. We love the weather, we love the mountains and the view, and again, the weather's the main thing. Like it's hot right now, but it's bearable and it's not like sticky, wet, and humid and sweaty. So although we'll be sad to leave this place we've come to love and we really grown here as a couple and individually, like this has really been the biggest growth spurt for both Brock and I the past 3 years, we'll be sad. We've made a lot of good memories here. But Brock and I thrive off change. We really like a change of atmosphere and a change of pace, and I think moving to Tennessee will do that for us. We won't be moving to Tennessee for a little bit now, and that's kind of due to the baby and some other things happening that I will update you guys on in probably a few questions from now. But we have contacted the movers, so that's a big deal. We are moving at the end of July, and I'll get more into that later. This is still a booktube channel, so let's talk about the best book I've read so far this year. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little toasty warm out here, so I'm gonna make this very quick. And I noticed on the last clip, there's like a scratch or two on my screen. Let's not tell Brock about that. But the best book that I've read so far this year is definitely The Conditions of Will. I have talked about this book in so many videos, so I'm not going to talk about it here. But Jessa Hastings, The Conditions of Will, I love it. I don't know what else to say about it. I think everyone should read a Jessa Hastings book and kind of just go into it with an open mind. Her books are a little controversial and always a little bit extra and toxic, but I think that's what you're getting when you read her books. So The Conditions of Will has been my favorite so far. What am I currently reading? Right now, I'm currently reading Releasing 10 by Chloe Walsh. This is book 7, something in the Boys of Tommen series. It's heartbreaking, it's disturbing, it's gross and frustrating, but I love these characters and you grow to love them, and it's very frustrating what they're going through, but I love Liz and I love Hugh, and they're so complicated and so broken, and I only wish the best for them. I'm also listening to Caught Up by Navessa Allen. This is Into the Darkness, book number 2. It's not great. I'm like 35% of the way through. It's very spicy, and that has not been my vibe recently. And Brock will love this. I'm also reading The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I'm about halfway through, and it's not exactly my kind of reading or my style of reading, but it's not terrible. I'm enjoying it okay. And then my book club pick of the month is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, and I will finish that this week since it is the last week of June. I am absolutely going to be bitten by something while I'm here. But I love this park. This is Monument Valley Park. It's where Brock and I came to shoot some Fireheart embroidery items when I was starting that little embroidery Etsy shop, and it's paused for now just due to life changes and everything going on, but I always think of my embroidery shop when I'm here, and it's the most beautiful, calm, large park. Like, it's in the middle of the city, but it's always so quiet and peaceful here. There's so many people walking around, but it's big enough to feel spacious, and I love it. I love it here. Monument Valley Park, favorite park here in Colorado Springs. So I got my coffee. We're gonna make this stop under the tree pretty quick because I think there's a few benches open, and I'd rather sit at a bench than on the ground. But Brock and I actually go to Frankly Coffee, where I just got this from. We go there like 2 or 3 times a month. It is right next door to Westside Books, which is one of our favorite bookstores. While we're sitting here under this beautiful tree sipping Frankly Coffee, let's answer a question. What are your plans for YouTube content moving forward? I briefly mentioned this in my pregnancy announcement video, but I will still be posting once a week. I don't plan to slow down on the content. YouTube will continue to focus on books and bookish things and everything relating around what I'm reading or what I'm doing, or cozy, like just soft, cozy times, especially with baby on the way. I know my reading will go down a lot, but I have stockpiled a few videos and I plan to do more before baby is here, so at least I have a few weeks off. Our due date is early October, and I think some of those pre-filmed videos I'll post in October, and then, November I'll go back to normal posting schedule, just like what I'm doing right now. It's not that time consuming, and it's not that much effort. I think what's going to be the most effort is actually getting my reading in. It's going to be hard to do with a baby. While the heart of my channel will remain with books, I also want to be realistic with my channel. With a baby boy coming, the vibe might shift a little bit. Again, I think I'm going to be probably doing more vlogs than anything. Sit-down videos are going to be harder to do because we won't have the pretty backdrop. We won't be in Colorado. I won't have my bookshelves. The sit-down, recommendation videos, I think are going to be a little bit harder. But vlogging, I think will still be, it'll be the most realistic. I can always whip out my phone or camera and just turn it on really quick and film a 10-second little montage. That's easy to do. But again, the vibe might change a little bit. It's still revolving around books, but I'm also going to be a mom. I'm also going to have days where I won't shower, or there's going to be a slight shift. I think the vlogs that I do now are 20 plus minutes. They're pretty dang long. I would expect for a short period of time the vlogs to be 5 to 15 minutes long. Pretty short, just quick updates, something that I can whip together with editing. I don't want to spend 5 hours editing like I currently do on some vlogs. I'd rather spend an hour and a half if possible, maybe even less. Just really quick whip something together. Planning on doing a series that's I think gonna just be my soft era, where that's where those videos will come from. It'll just be shorter vlogs, what I'm doing that morning or what I'm reading at the time, or a 30-minute sit down and read with me. It's going to be different, but again, I don't think that'll be forever. And I know there's going to be a lot of people on here saying you have a newborn, you won't be able to do that. I understand. I completely understand where you guys are coming from and why people say this. YouTube is such a big part of my life and a part of Brock's life. It's not something we can just get rid of. I'm going to compare YouTube and reading to Brock and I's fitness journey. We're both in the fitness realm and we always have been. We do not let excuses get in our way, and we have been that way for the past 10 years. Like, we do not take excuses at all, and we are very disciplined. Our willpower is very strong, especially when it comes to working out and lifting. The bodybuilding realm, that's just how it is in the mentality. I have been and always have applied that same mentality towards filming, editing, and reading. I think YouTube will be difficult with a baby, but I do not think it'll be impossible, and I think I've done harder things. So again, I haven't had the baby yet, so I'm just saying this. I think there's just a lot of naysayers, and one of my favorite things to do is prove people wrong. And I cannot wait for the comments that I've gotten on, like, just wait, like, the exhaustion with a baby is different. I understand. I know I'm going to be tired, but I'm still going to do it. I think pushing through the uncomfortability is going to be what makes or breaks this channel, and I'm going to be uncomfortable. I'm not going to want to film, but I'm going to do it anyway. So you guys can hold me to that. I like proving people wrong. And I have a wonderful husband who will back me up and who also wants to film for his channel. So we will be supporting each other through this journey of exhaustion and newness.
Later on in the night, when the crowds have gone,
I found a table, thank God. I didn't want to sit on the floor again, but the tables and benches today are pretty open and free, but this is like the best spot. Like this little, oh, I love these rocks behind me. It feels very fairy garden-ish, and I love that. And they're starting a lawnmower, which is perfect. So if you guys hear that, I'm sorry. This question is actually from Instagram. It's a bookish one, and I'm not quite sure what it means, but I'm going to try my best to answer it. How would you rank world building, magic system, deep characters, and politics, and why? I'm guessing this question is like importance to me. That's what I'm going to assume, so we'll go with that. I think I would have to say characters, then world building, then politics, then magic system, but politics, magic system is all world building to me. So I don't know if all of those I could separate and be like, oh, I like one better than the other. Characters trump everything for me, and they always have. I feel very connected to other people and other characters in general, so characters for sure is number one. It could be just a book about dialogue with characters and like your like inner dialogue, and I'd be happy. There could be no plot and I'd still be happy about it. The next question's also book related. Pre and post baby TBR. This one's really hard. I'm just gonna read like normal, and my TBR is very dependent upon YouTube videos, but also mood reading, and I think I'm just gonna rely on mood reading. I'm going into postpartum with no TBR whatsoever. I don't want to put that on myself. I think if anything, I'll just keep an eye on the new releases, keep an eye on what people are talking about so I can bring it here to YouTube. There's really going to be no, oh, I'm going to like read these 5 books in November. Like, that's not going to happen. I'll probably get maybe a book or 2 in November, but I can't create a TBR. I just couldn't do that to myself because that puts a lot of pressure on myself for postpartum. But pre-baby, I think I'm going to definitely just do my most anticipated and continue what I'm doing now, like just reading books that I want to read. And again, for YouTube, like there's really no consistency to my TBR that I pick. It's just I pick what I want to read in the moment and I read it. So mood reading, I guess that's my whole TBR, is just mood reading from now until October. Another question is, how are you feeling so far? I have 3 babies of my own and each pregnancy differs. I feel great. I think the first 14 weeks I was pretty dang nauseous, but not throwing up or anything. I just felt car sick. I felt like I was in the back seat of a car every day, all day for 14 weeks. Symptoms wise, I've had a few food aversions. I'm very picky even now. Like, I'm not really in the mood for anything ever except for salt and vinegar chips and French fries. Second trimester has definitely been way better than the first, which I heard is very true for most pregnancies. The third trimester, I'm expected to be very tired, but similar symptoms that I'm having right now. Baby boy is very, very low. Like, he is pushing on my bladder. Speaking of bladder, I have to pee so bad right now, but there's no bathroom in sight. And I get a little crampy because of how low he is. Like, I literally can feel his kicks in my pelvis. Like, on my private part. But the biggest thing I've noticed overall is my increase in anxiety. I've always been a really anxious, nervous Nelly, worrywart kind of person, and that's just amplified, and unfortunately I don't think that's gonna go down any. I think that's gonna forever be me. Like I'm always gonna be anxious now, especially with a baby. Like I'm gonna be the most nervous mom ever. OCD also runs in my family, on my dad's side specifically, and I do notice some OCD tendencies. I've never been diagnosed, nor do I think I am, but it's increased. Like the little tiny quirks that I've always done are just 10 times the amount now. But again, I feel like the anxiety, that's just part of being a mother, so that's fun. Now, the next question is like, what is the plan with us moving? I feel like I've talked about moving so much, so I'm sorry, but I'll keep this quick. Currently, we're in Colorado. We pack up our house at the end of July, and we are putting everything into a storage unit in Knoxville. Then in Knoxville, we will drop off our stuff, put it in a storage unit, and then move to Richmond for the foreseeable future. So we will be in Richmond for quite a little bit. But that's where we're living until our house here in Colorado sells. We can't buy a house in Knoxville. So our house has been on the market here since April, and it's now end of June. So quite a few months. And when it does, fingers crossed, hopefully it sells, then we can start looking for a house. But baby might be here on the way or just got here, and we don't want to move to Knoxville until maybe baby's a few months old. So that's the plan. Honestly, right now I really have to pee and I'm hungry, so I think it's going to be lunchtime. I'm going to pack up my stuff here. We're going to walk back to the car, go get some lunch, and I'll probably just eat lunch in my car because I don't feel comfortable, one, filming in a restaurant, but also two, eating in public without Brock. Like, I just feel weird about it. So, but we are going to Brock and I's favorite burger place, and I feel bad that he's not with me. He said he didn't want any. I told him I would get him some to go, but he did not want any. So let's go eat.
We could stay to watch the sunrise, cancel all our plans. We don't need a reason why we just can't.
I got the goods, and I am so hungry. I'm ready to eat this burger. I didn't get the fries, which I've never done. I always get their fries because they have the shoestring fries, the really thin fries, and their ketchup is always top tier. It's like the Whole Food kind of ketchup, and it's so good. I always try to get their like burger of the week because I really think they're unique. This one was like some Hawaiian burger of the week. Oh, I went to Skirted Heifer. I didn't even say that. Skirted Heifer is Brock and I's absolute favorite restaurant here. We go all the time. There's 2 locations. I'm at the downtown location right now. Let's answer some more questions. This is the most unique Q&A ever. I planned to eat this like outside somewhere, but it actually looks like it's about to rain, so we're doing it in the car. Oh no. I didn't get any napkins. Honestly, it doesn't even look that appetizing right now, but I promise you, it's so good. Their burgers are incredible. Yeah, that's really good. It would be so nice if I had a napkin though. What are you most nervous and excited for as a mother? Of course there are nerves, but I think I'm more excited, and I'm going into motherhood, and I've told a lot of people this, but I'm going into it with really low expectations. I don't want to be disappointed in myself for something that I can't help, or I don't want to be overly, again, I am an anxious person anyway, so I don't want to like be anxious over silly things before baby's here. Like, I'm trying to really keep my anxiety to when baby gets here. Honestly, I still feel like a baby myself. Like, I still feel like a teenager, a child. I don't feel ready. I don't feel ready to be mother, but who does? Like, that's just how I'm going into it. Again, low expectations. When I was creating the registry for the baby shower and like all of the things, I was adding stuff and I was like, my baby probably won't even like half this stuff. How am I supposed to know? And that's what I'm doing. I'm going into that like with that mindset. Like, things could change on a whim. He could sleep wonderful for a week and then the next week be like terrible sleeping. Like, that's just an example. And it's just, expectations are low, and I will set them even lower when he's actually here. I'm just trying to survive. What scares me the most is raising him wrong. And I know there's no like perfect way to raise a child, but I want him to be strong and kind and smart and intuitive. And there's so many things that I want for my son or my kids to have. How do you do that? How do you parent that into someone? That's like an impossible task. Like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. I do know how to eat a burger though, so I'm gonna take a bite. So of course I'm nervous, but I know we'll be fine. So I'm not thinking too hard about that. How have you been balancing the cross-country move with pregnancy and reading? Well, we haven't moved yet, so I don't know. The answer is, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. It is going to be just Brock and I on the road in this truck with our 2 dogs and everything that we need to take to Richmond with us. We're going to try and stop at some bookstores along the way, like from Colorado to Richmond. Like, we hope to make the most of that, but how am I handling it? I think I'll handle it fine. I'm a pretty laid back person and I don't think I'll be too stressed once we are in the car on the way to our destination. Right now, I'm pretty stressed with the moving process in general of like packing up stuff and planning the movers to come to our house, planning the storage unit. Like, that stuff stresses me out, the tedious stuff, more so than the actual move and pregnancy itself. Like, I'm happy, baby's happy. I'm reading consistently right now. When we're on the road, I'm gonna stick purely to my Kindle probably, and that should be fun because I'll probably get car sick reading in the car, but that's fine. Reading won't be an issue leading up to baby being here, but once baby's here, that's when life and reading is gonna get really chaotic. So stay tuned. I'm saying this all right now, again with low expectations for the future. Talking with my hands, but I have food all over my hand. Okay, little break so I can finish my food. I'm starving and I just want to like devour this burger. I'm gonna quickly speed round through some questions before we head home, and then I'll answer a few more. Best place you've ever traveled and a place you wish you could experience again for the first time. In 2016, I did this thing called Teens Camping Tour of the West. It was the most impressionable trip of my life. Is that even a term? Impacted me in ways that I hope every single teenager takes a trip like that at some point. Like, that's what I want for my own kids. It was everything I needed at the time. You go to, I can't remember how many states it is. Maybe you go to a lot of states, okay? And it's in 30 days. You're traveling across the United States in a van with, your van has 15 kids, but there's like 45 kids or teenagers on this trip total. There's like 3 or 4 vans with no technology. You are without your phone. I have never grown so much in a 30-day time period. It was the best trip of my life. Never been outside of the US, so I think traveling wise, I've been to like 40 plus states in the United States, which the US is beautiful and vast and there's so much to do, but that's the only answer I can think of. What came first, the idea to move or the pregnancy? What came first? The move. We knew we were moving to Knoxville no matter what, but we also knew we wanted to start trying to have a kid. We did not realize that selling our house would take this long. We thought we would be in Knoxville by now. To be honest, we thought we would have sold our house and be already moved, so then baby would come in Knoxville, but that's not the plan. So baby is not coming to Knoxville. We have not moved yet, and we are no longer moving to Knoxville for the time being. So it's a whole thing. But the move idea came first. We were gonna move anyway, but then we also wanted a baby this year, so things just kind of fell into place. Also, a book question. How do you read more than one book at a time without getting the stories confused or keeping up with what goes on with what book? Are you able to remember things from audiobooks as well, or just from the physical books? When I read more than one book, right now I'm reading 4 books. They are pretty much different genres, and that's how I keep it that way. I'm reading a really traumatic romance, I'm reading a really dark romance, I'm reading a romantasy, and I'm reading a contemporary fiction book right now. Literary fiction, the bell jar. So those are 4 very different genres in my head, and I can keep them separate pretty dang well. And most of the time I do that. I keep the genres pretty separate when I'm reading more than 2 books at a time. But the audiobook and physical book, I do toggle with. Like, I'm listening to 2 books right now out of the 4, and I'm physically reading 2 of the 4. I would never read 4 physical books at once. That would overwhelm me a little bit. Are you able to remember things from audiobooks as well as from physical? I think I understand this question. I am a auditory and visual learner, but when I hear things, I absorb it differently than when I read it. So I will say it's a little bit, I think I remember them just fine, but audiobooks I absorb differently than I do a physical. Listening to a book, you hear the voices from the narrators, you hear their tone, where if you're reading a book, you make up the tone of the voice. They, in your head, they could be annoyed or they could be really sassy. Like, but in an audiobook, you rely on the narrator to portray the emotion, and that can get a little wonky for me, like remembering wise. Like, I've done this before where I physically read a book and then I reread, but I re-listen to it, and the feelings are very different. So, for example, the whole ACOTAR series I physically read, but then the second time I was reading and listening, and it was a very different experience. So, okay, one more question and then we're going home. How did you and your husband meet? So, Brock and I met at a gym. We lived in the same area, but I went to a private all-girls high school and he went to the local public school. We met at our local gym. So, like, I was just starting to work out at 16, 17 years old. He had been working out for a few years, and we both met. He was 17 and I was 18, I think. I'm a cougar. Okay, so my camera overheated and died, and now I only have like a minute and a half to answer these quick questions. I call us high school sweethearts, even though that we didn't go to the same high school. We met in high school at our local gym. Have you read When the Moon Hatched by Sarah H. Parker? Yes. Sarah A. Parker. Is it H. Parker? Anyway, yes, I have, and I do plan to read book 2. Probably listen to it because it does come out around the time I'm giving birth. And are you religious? I'm not answering that. I don't bring religion or politics onto my channel, and I will never. So, okay, let's go home. I had like 3 more places on the list, but it was really busy for a Tuesday. People are just out and about, let me tell you. And I was one of those people, and I could not whip out my camera and mic and just start talking. Like, if Brock was with me, I probably could have done it. I do have a few more questions, and then I will exit out this video. But since we're talking about local Colorado Springs, local bookstore and cafe recommendations, Brock and I's favorite Colorado Springs bookstores are Poor Richard's, best used bookstore we have ever been to. It is all-time favorite. We love going to Poor Richard's. They do a wonderful job of rotating their books as well. Like, there's always something new there. And West Side Stories, which I went to very briefly today. I didn't find anything. I wasn't really on the hunt for really anything, but they don't rotate as much, and we were just there like 2 weeks ago, so I didn't really see anything new. My favorite coffee place is Loyal Coffee. It's more of like a sit and work kind of environment. Like, you get your coffee, you sit down with your laptop, and you are there for 2 or 3 hours just working, which I love doing. I do that when I need to get out of the house, and when I'm like working. I do work from home, so it's nice to just get out and go to Loyal sometimes. I really like their coffee as well. But Frankly is kind of like the second best in my opinion. They have great outdoor seating, and it's a cute little hut of a coffee shop. And the last question, what am I most excited for about this move? I feel like I've talked about it a little bit, but really our original move was to Tennessee, and now that that's been put to the side for a little bit, I'm really excited to go to Virginia and see my family. I am mourning the loss of what I thought Tennessee would be, because we thought we would have a newborn in Tennessee and we would have a new house and, be settled for a few months before baby came in Knoxville. I'm mourning the thought of what Brock and I were going to have in Tennessee. We will eventually get that. We are moving to Tennessee, but for the time being, our newborn stage and postpartum stage is going to look very different living with my family. And you know what? I'm just going to soak it up. I'm going to soak it up anyway. But yeah, I think that's it for this video. I tried my best. Carrie Can Read, her Q&A vlog that she did was 10 times better than this. She is incredible. I love her, but going out in public, I don't know how she does that. I don't know how she does it. I tried my best, and now I'm home and I'm gonna get in PJs and hang out for the rest of the day. I obviously missed quite a few spots that Brock and I love in Colorado Springs. Like, I went to a few outdoor spots today, and then my favorite restaurant to get lunch, but that was about it. We love the elements and the places and the coffee shops and the shops and the stores. Like, everything in Colorado Springs we enjoy so much, but everything is really far away. Like, we live 25 minutes away from anything, but Another favorite spot, just in case anyone comes to Colorado Springs, Manitou Springs is a must visit when you're here. Garden of the Gods, it's a classic touristy spot, but it's beautiful and just like random. Poor Richards and Loyal Coffee, obviously we didn't go there today, but those are my favorites. And there's the Bear Creek Dog Park. There's so many good trails and hiking spots. Seven Falls, there's the Broadmoor. There's so much to do here, but it's unfortunately too far away that I didn't take you guys. But that is it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. If you want to support my channel, please like and subscribe. And I just hit 1,000 friends on Goodreads. So if you want to follow me on Goodreads, be my friend over there. The link is in the description below. You can kind of see what I'm up to reading wise, what I'm currently reading, where I'm at in the book, because I update that app constantly. That's it. I will see you guys later.